This week we had the homie Rich Franklin, often referred to as the homie, I'm sure. And so Rich was a UFC champion 12 times. How many times did you defend your belt?
Only 3. I wish it was
only 3. Only 3-time UFC champion.
12's good though.
In the Hall of Fame. And yes, swell guy. Went to college, grad school. We talked about a lot of nerdy things together, and talked about some fighting, talked about some business stuff, and we're having an adventurous week over here. And regarding doing some of those tough things, like every damn thing this week's been off schedule for me. Everything's been off schedule. Now, I'm getting a lot done. I'm having an extremely productive week. Getting a few things done from the past that needed to get cleaned up. We've got in the midst of a new 7-figure real estate situation that property renovations, et cetera, is going to be 7-figure number. Should have a contract on that likely tomorrow. Have the contract tonight, have it signed soon. And that's gotten in the way for a few reasons. It's interfered with a little bit of our MMA training. Haven't skipped a workout. Still there getting the MMA training in. Still going to go to the gym to do the weightlifting stuff. And kind of a thought I have in my head about this topic is that you have to love your goals more than you love your excuses. If you like your excuses more than your goals, then you are in fact going to have quite a miserable life, and appropriately so. And that logo that we talk about here says "Choose to Conquer." You don't say maybe conquer. We could have said maybe conquer. Does that sound very inspiring?
It's maybe fairly inspiring, not completely inspiring.
Maybe conquer.
Maybe tomorrow, maybe today. Who knows?
Choose tomorrow. Choose to do something tomorrow if it's convenient.
Why do today what you can do tomorrow? That's what I always say, right?
Yeah, that'd be great. That must be how you got those belts.
Exactly.
Must be how you got those belts. Success is a lifestyle choice, folks. You might like it, you might not like that. It doesn't matter. The world doesn't care if you like it or not. But success is a lifestyle choice. You could choose to do a number of things day to day, and moment to moment. It's those 10,000 little micro decisions that you make through the day that cumulatively are going to determine what sort of life you're going to live and what sort of resources you're going to have: intellectual resources, social resources, financial resources. The financial resources are a byproduct of the first two. That if your brain works well and you're around the right people, probably you're not going to starve. Probably money's going to be okay. So there's gradients of that. But again, if your brain works well, if you're doing the right things, you're around the right people, probably you're not going to starve. There's going to be some money is going to be not a problem in your life. So I think it's very important to be a bit rigid with yourself and a bit unforgiving. That I didn't do my weightlifting workout this afternoon, so now I have to do it before I go to bed. But I still got to do my MMA training too. So now we're going to stay on the MMA training schedule. And then after MMA training, instead of I get to relax and have a nice time. No, then I get to go lift weights.
Well, I get to go lift weights with you because I was waiting for you today to do the weightlifting. So I too will be in the gym with you.
See, it's important to have the right friends, or if you're hanging around with the wrong people, you might end up doing a late weight training workout yourself.
At 1 a.m.
What are your thoughts of those general comments and how that's applied to your life and your successes?
When you said you gotta love your hobbies more than your excuses, I always say it's a similar thing, but it's the negation of that. I hate failure more than I hate my sacrifices, because it just is a reminder that no matter what your accomplishments are going to be in life, there's always going to come some sacrifices with it. Like, you're going to have to go through these turbulent times, these rough times, like whether it's conditioning for a fight or grinding in a class like this where you're studying for the things that you need to get done. It's like there comes a grind, and nobody likes the grind. Like, everybody loves the results. It's not like I want to sit here and I don't want to do that extra round of sparring or that extra round of conditioning or that extra year of grad school, but I want the results. And so I gotta hate, because the other option is just to quit, right? I don't feel like doing this. Not today, tomorrow, like we said. Mm-hmm. And so I have to hate that failure more than I hate the sacrifice. And it's just that constant reminder that the sacrifice is always there. That
word sacrifice, I've thought about this. I hear people use that in in a loose, common way. I don't mean to play a semantics game.
No, I'm with you on this. I think I know where you're going.
I think it's a dangerous word that I never use that word in this context. I always just think of it as an investment.
100%. Yeah.
I think I'm not. What am I sacrificing? Like, did I sacrifice like not drinking a goldfish out of a beer can in college, and like instead I'm a multimillionaire? Like, what was this? Was that an investment or a sacrifice?
Well, that's the thing, like so back to the semantics on it. Like I sacrificed it. I mean, you know this about me. I've never drank, so alcohol. So I didn't have that typical college life that you see like in the movies that looks so cool, and I sacrificed that. But what, if you want to call that a sacrifice, because the payoff on the opposite side of that was worth way more than that ever would have been worth to me. So
I thought those people looked stupid. I went to like 2 parties in 9 years of college, 9 years of university, grad school. I went to like 2 parties.
Which fraternity did you join?
None, of course.
Clearly. Clearly.
I went to 2 college parties in 9 years, and it was so asinine, the behaviors that I saw people engaging in. That I'm just like, oh, this is not going to help me accomplish those goals. I thought that way back then. That's over 20 years ago.
But so I'll tell you what. When I was telling you a story the other day about a cafe that I had opened up out in California. Me and my business partner, we had attended this. I think it was like a grocers convention or something of that nature, for supply chains and whatnot for the goods that we needed for our cafe. And we go out to this grocers convention. These people it's in San Diego, and they're out there for a weekend, and you just see these people acting a fool. And I'm like, this woman is out here, probably married, dancing with this guy on the dance floor. I'm going to return back home on Monday and take her kids to the soccer practice. I look at something like that. I'm like, what is this accomplishing in your? Because you're out here for professional reasons. I don't understand it.
I think they're sabotaging their professional career in numerous ways, both in the wasted time and engaging in middle class rituals. Middle class rituals, maybe I define as like, the feeling that you're supposed to go to happy hour. You're not supposed to go to happy hour. It should be called depression hour. If you go to happy hour, you're going to be depressed. If you leave work and start drinking, and then go spend time with your coworkers who later will stab you in the back and say you were drunk, even if you weren't, or say that you said something that you didn't, or something awkward or bizarre is going to happen. This is not optimizing your productivity in a way that would actually advance any meaningful career. This is stupid. And I think corporations invent some of this happy hour shit to kind of keep you trapped there, really. Like, if you don't go, then you're not social, and that's not nice, and you're not fitting in. And if you do go and you fit in, then you're not standing out in a way that would make you, significantly promotable or, an in-demand hire for a different organization.
And I'll say this, like, we're kind of veering on that, like, balance between, like, doing, because, you're a man that does your hobbies, right? You enjoy the time when you're not working, like our workout today or whatever. And these things are hobbies to you, but oftentimes people would reason that is their work life, home life, like that, between hobby and job, and I would just say that that's not necessarily the hobby that you would want, because it not only, like, you can go do something somewhere else, like we're going to do a couple workouts tonight still, and that is your break from work, rather than let's go congregate with our coworkers and make stupid decisions it's going to be harmful to my career, rather than that break away from it.
I want to do things that are going to make me like smarter, stronger, more competent, more capable. I think that a guy's value in life is very much determined by your ability to help other people. So this is not to be confused with altruism, but from you could take the extreme version of it that's more extreme than the way that I actually think about it. But like, if for no other reason, out of sheer selfishness, you should wish to make yourself very useful to others. And I found in life, funny thing how those humans work, that the more I could help other people accomplish their goals, they were a lot happier to help me accomplish some of my goals, And it don't even have to be an equal trade, man. If I could help somebody accomplish something big, they're happy to do any little thing that I ask them to, hey, could you help me out with this thing?
Yep.
And another thought in that vein is I never ask anybody for a favor. I never call anybody and say, hey, could you do me a favor? I don't need any favors. So favors are for losers. With rare exception. But if you're always asking somebody for a favor, like you don't want that to be your reputation. I'll just say it that way. You don't want to be that person. So I always think, if I'm going to ask somebody to do something, think, well, what could I do for them that it'd be really easy. They'd be kind of delighted to help me out with this little thing.
Yeah.
They're the bigger winner in the situation. And I kind of keep score of those things a little bit. But I don't mind if it's sometimes just before, if I can help somebody make a lot of money, I say, hey, you want to lift weights together? Easy, easy for them to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a bigger payoff, but I still got a good weight training buddy, and maybe I learned something too, and we had fun together, and everything's great. Everything's just great, no problem. But yeah, I don't like this idea of, oh hey, could you do me a favor? It's like, don't do that to people. Make yourself useful. Make sure that it should be your goal every day to make yourself more and more useful to others, that you could contribute on a higher level. And anything that you want, good quality friends, anybody that might help you with, in some mentorship type relationship, or point you in the right direction in an area that they're more knowledgeable. They're happy to share that information, or happy to do little things for you if you have a mindfulness to compensate people or reciprocate kindnesses to people. If you're around high quality people, they tend to behave that way.
I think this is when you talk about this, it makes me think of like value add. You add value to someone else's life. Like you always try to, and you personally are this kind of person, like you always try to add more value to someone in an exchange, in any kind of social exchange that you have, add more value to someone else's life than they add to your life. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that, like, on the back end of that, like, because this is how it was, like, when I was in fight camps and stuff. Like, I would help other fighters with their camps, or take time to teach lessons or whatever, so that when I needed training partners, the value that I gave them was perceived to be much greater, so that they were more than delighted to help me out. I had those reliable training partners at that time.
If you want to have reliable friends, you have to be a reliable friend. And we had a little chat about this last night at dinner, and I made a comment that I think most people don't have like any friends. They have like about zero friends in the world. A normal person, a 50th percentile person, has zero real friends. Has zero people that really have their back, wouldn't betray them if it became convenient to do so, etc. And that's because you don't know how to be. You're not behaving like a good friend. You're not contributing enough. If you're helping other people should be. This sounds just a little bit snotty, but I think it's a good way to think about it for yourselves. Is like, the people in your life. Think like your girlfriend, for instance, should be like this man is so unique and so special, and it'd be so difficult to find another man like him, that she should be a little fearful of the idea of not doing her part in the relationship. She should be a bit fearful of like, is she doing enough? What else could she do? And any of your relationships should be that way. If you are contributing at a high level, other people will have a mindfulness of like, yeah, if he asks me to do something, happy to do that. Happy to help him with that. For the reason that you said, that if you're doing more for others and you have a mindfulness to contribute, especially proactively or preemptively. Yeah. Most people don't think that way, and most people certainly don't behave that way. And if you're one of the few people that does, you get a lot of payoffs in life, I think.
Most people don't behave that way because it takes that constant effort. It can't just be this like one-time thing where you did something nice for somebody once, but it's this constant, like, I'm always there, or I'm always adding value to your life. It's a consistent piece of someone else's life.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.